I never do selfies. This is my first selfie. A lot of people watching my videos have probably never seen me before. But I had an accident today and ended up in A&E. So this video is just to thank the people that helped me. I'm home now. I'm very sore. I feel like I'm 15 years older. That's the first time I've felt any vulnerability. This is the 12th of August parade of the Apprentice Boys down in Londonderry. But they always hold it the second Saturday because it's not a bank holiday. And there's a morning parade for the parent clubs, and they went round the walls, and I taped that no problem. Stood in one of the wee cannons. And then the war memorial. I was going to the war memorial. I stood up on top of the picnic table, which I've done before at Richmond Centre. It's a round picnic table to get a good view. And the proceedings had finished, and I was going to rush to try and get over, along with Luna, over to the cathedral. And that's where everything went wrong. As I stepped back off the table, I never looked. I went to step on the seat part of the picnic table, but because it's a round table, there's gaps between the seat. So the table's about 4 foot high. I took a step back. Normally I would be very good at slipping and all. I have good balance. And I'm always walking through muck and all with Luna. If I slip, I can always regain my balance. And the few times I have slipped on grass and stuff, I never hurt myself. I always manage to fall without hurting myself. Maybe a bit mucky. But this is city centre. I totally missed the step. There's no chance. Basically, I took a step back, put my foot down 1 foot, and there was a 4 foot drop. And I never use this camera. I don't know if this is getting me or not. I'm not used to doing selfies, so I'll go on anyway. There's a 4 foot drop, and I landed on my head first. Back in my head, I remember falling through the air. There was nothing to be done but fall. So my head hit first, and my arse fell second. The amount of people that came running over to me, I didn't even know I was bleeding. And my instant reaction was, oh fuck this boys, and to get up. And all these women and all, probably it was mostly women, they all come over and they said, sit down there, you're bleeding, you're cut. And I said, I'm not bleeding. Put my hand up and there was all the blood. The blood was running down my neck. I didn't feel it. And a policeman then came over, and he then went to see about getting the St. John's ambulance first aiders down. And while we're waiting for the St. John's ambulance first aiders, the policeman put the tissues and the wipes that these women had given me on top of my head, and he applied pressure to stop the bleeding. I don't know who this policeman is, but this is why I'm making this video. There's so many people to thank. One of my neighbours, our granddaughter, I don't know her, but she lives not far from me. They live in their private houses. And she recognised me through Luna, and she came over and kept Luna while I was being seen to by the first aiders and stuff. And she offered to take Luna home to her house while I went to the hospital. But I was trying to phone Luna, not want for going away with people she doesn't know. She's drag her feet. And I was ringing my sister because I knew the sister was down there. She was collecting for the Salvation Army. But she wouldn't answer her phone. There's nothing new in that. She says later then that she couldn't hear the phone. And I had another brother down there, but he was on the water side. So he was about, I was say near a mile away from me. And I told him, of course, everybody wants to know what happened. I just says, I'm sitting here bleeding, the paramedics and all here, can you just come over? I needed somebody to come over to take Luna home. And because if nothing else failed, the neighbour would have took her home. But they have a dog of their own, and you don't know how Luna's going to get on with. She maybe end up being stuck in the garage. I don't know. But it was very kind of her to offer. If I hadn't got help, it's very nice of her to take her. The St. John's ambulance came down. They did all the checks and all the rest. They did a real good job, and they sent away for a paramedic, St. John's, because they weren't 100% sure. They thought there was a dent to my head, and my pupils were too small. And he also thought my pupils were too small. I don't know what size my pupils normally are. And So he then asked if the policeman could get, they're trying to see how to get me to the hospital. My brother's car was over about a mile away. My car was over at the train station. If I went, I've only one seat. So tennis speaking, but they didn't want me walking over on my own. And they ended up, the policeman, he got a police van to take me to the hospital. It's one of them vans, they put the prisoners in the back, the wee kids and all, but I got sitting in the rear seats where the policemen normally sit. It took a right wee while to get to the hospital because the Craigavon Bridge is closed and they went by the Foyle Bridge. When I was sitting in A&E then, it's a 4 or 5 hour wait. I only had to wait about 2 hours, 2.5 hours. But then I had to wait for a CT scan. Had I lived with other people, I wouldn't need the CT scan. The other people keep an eye on me. But because I live on my own, they want to do a CT scan. So it took about another 20 minutes waiting to get it done. And I had to wait an hour then for the results. When I went into the CT scanner, but the first daters were washing out the wound. Like a scrub all they want. I wasn't feeling it. It was all numb. It was all numb, so it was. By the time I'm sitting in the hospital, my backside is really, really aching. So that's where I've landed on the ground. So I just fell straight back in my head and the rest of my body just came crashing down. Luckily, my back doesn't seem to be hurting. My elbows just slightly, but I didn't use my arms much to break the fall. And I just let my head take it. And right now, I feel worse than I have in my life. It's unbelievable, just a knock. Slow moving, tired, aching. My whole body's aching. I stiffen up, even my neck and all sore. So I'm going to take a bath tonight and just soak in the bath an hour or more and then I'll go down to my sister's house. I was freezing cold in the hospital, shivering, really shivering in the hospital. But while I was sitting in the hospital and got the CT scan, I thought I would thank, because people are always complaining. And you see a thing about Northern Ireland, whatever you want to call it, doesn't matter what side you're from. The reason why people always think that Irish are mad, always fighting each other. But the reason why we all stay here, if something goes wrong, people will run to your aid. The number of people who ran to help me. And there's places in England that wouldn't happen, and it wouldn't matter if I was in a Republican part of the city. If I fell in the street, the locals would come over and help you. That's just the way the city is. Although we're always, it's funny. It's funny the way we work. Like, but if somebody's in crisis, people help. And there was no gawkers gawking. Like, all the people around me were all helping, and I felt embarrassed. If I'd been on my own, I would have went up and walked on. And if I'd noticed the blood, maybe I would have walked to the car and then we went on to A&E. But I wouldn't think of asking for help. And so I thought I would send a couple of letters to thank him. And it's a bit of hard finding addresses, so this is the actual letters I sent. I sent this one to St John's Ambulance. Hi, I would like to thank all the St John's Ambulance crew for the help that they gave me today after a rear fall from approximately 4 feet high. I was my head hitting the concrete path first. I am a 57-year-old man who does a lot of walking with my 4-legged family member called Luna, and I would usually be good with balance when losing my grip in mud. But this fall was in the middle of a city centre surrounded in concrete. My first response was just to get up, not realising that the blood was running out of a large cut in the back of my head. The general public ran towards me first, offering assistance. Then a local policeman came over and helped to stop the bleeding until the St John's ambulance crew arrived. I was impressed by the knowledge and the treatment that they gave me. All the local roads were closed to traffic, so they got the police to take me to the local hospital. When I got to the hospital, I just had to hand over a report sheet showing the assessment that the St John's crew had prepared. I'm still in the hospital waiting for the CT scan results, but I can't thank your volunteers enough. I'm just a minimum wage worker who works around 30 hours a week, but I'll be setting up a monthly direct debit payment to the St John's, so others will be able to receive the care that I got if they need it. I'm not the kind of person who goes looking for help, and I felt a bit embarrassed when so many people came to my aid. A woman even offered to look after Luna, while I was taken to the hospital. To all the people that came to my aid, a big thank you. So I sent that to St. John's. The other one was the PSNI. Why had you get an address to the PSNI? Plenty of complaints. If you want to complain to the PSNI, plenty of links. But see, if you want to thank them, you're going to have to search. So this one is going to the Strand Road Police Station. I sent this to, hi, my name is Austell Henderson from wherever I'm from. I would just like to say a big thank you to the police officer who came to my aid this morning when I had a fall cutting my head at the Diamond beside the Richmond Centre. Lots of other people also came to my aid, but the police officer got in contact with the St. John's First Aid, and while I was waiting for them, he held some wipes on my head to help stop the bleeding. After the St. John's attended me, they asked the police officer if it was possible for him to get a police car to take me to the hospital, and he did. I would just like to say a big thank you for his help. So this is why there's a thank you video. So right now, when I first fell, the back of my head was numb. No pain in the front. The front of my head now is starting to ache. My neck is sore, my elbow sore, but the worst of the lot is my arse, where I fell at the top of my legs. I could barely get off the CT scanner. It was so painful getting off the seat. I haven't broke nothing. There's nothing broke. It's just, at the time, you don't realise you have all these hurts. So my head is still not feeling right. The CT scan came back clear. There's no bleeds. When I was sitting in the accident emergency, my left eye, when I was looking at my phone, everything was weaving on my left eye. That lasted about 40 minutes. The chair, the floor, while I was looking at my phone, the peripheral vision was weaving. So that worried me a wee bit when that started happening. But if anything now, my vision's just a wee bit blurred. So I'm on my holidays now this week, doing up my bedroom. I ain't doing up no bedroom. I'm just going to take it easy now. The sisters volunteered to take Luna out, if Luna needs taken out. So we'll see how I am in the morning. I haven't ate all day, like, so some chips on now that I get a wee bit of energy in me. And wee Luna, you see Luna, like, Luna done alright today, so she has. So that's the end of this wee video. I'd just like to thank everybody. If anybody in the city's watching this, all those women who came to my aid, I don't know the names, but I'd like to thank them all. Right, Luna, we need to get in front of this parade again. Look up to the cathedral now, pet. The crowds. Bang my head there.
You have indeed. Have you any tissues on you or anything? You're bleeding in your head.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Here, I'll get something.
Have you any tissues on you? Any tissues? Here, sit down here. Sit down here.
Down, darling.
You never done something stupid like that before.
Don't worry, Brett, you're alright. Just take it easy, okay? Take it easy. I wonder is there a St. John's ambulance around? See if we can get something different. There might be a first aider. Just use take it easy, don't you be getting up. Stay where you are. What are you, Luna? That's Luna, where?
Luna the lunatic.
Best thing some tissues for you. Hold you on there. Maybe need something to hold in the back. They're way to get a first aid. Aye. Put a whole pile behind. Up even down one stump. See the car? How are you in?
Oh, the water side.
You alright, sir?
Oh,
Oh, you fine. Hold on a second.
wipes for you. These are wet wipes. What are you doing?
I parked over the railway station.
You parked over there? Well, I could take you, but I don't want you driving. You might need an ambulance.
Aye, my head, aye. We're all free 2,000 now. Like.
You might need to have a wee look at it. Just some baby
Oh, 1 second, sir. I don't have. We've just called for first aid here.
Thank you. I've never done nothing like this, really.
I know you went okay. Do you feel okay? Do you want to go? Do you want me to get you a wee drink of water?
No, thanks, I'm grand.
Yeah.
As long as that stops bleeding, I'll be alright.
I just radioed too. There should be some medics around here.
Your hand up a wee bit, up higher, yeah, you're there. Keep it there.
Alright, thank you.
Are they getting the medic? They're getting somebody,
I'm okay now, okay. A wee bit stunned when I fell, but it's not so bad now.
You're coming round a wee bit. You sure you don't want me to go get a wee bottle of water or something?
No, thanks, I'm grand.
Are you sure?
I'm grand now. If I wasn't cut, I would just walk on now.
No, you need medical blood, you know.
Paramedics are coming down now, okay?
Thank you.
It's alright.
Thank you very much.
Okay, let's have a look here, just to have a look. Aye. You got a bit of a bang?
Has it cut much?
Aye, there's a bit of blood going alright. I've got gloves here, like I can put a wee bit of pressure on it. It stopped bleeding though. It has stopped bleeding.
That's right, I can hold it, sure, it's alright.
Yeah. Are you with anybody?
No, just myself.
Is there someone you want me to call for you?
I'm gonna...
No, I'm alright, I'm alright.
No, but if you have
I
to
thought I called the bus.
if you have to go to the hospital, do you want me to keep your dog? Do you
I
come
can
back
take.
or
I
something?
know where
That's
you
no
are
problem.
anyway. I can take
Right.
them out.
So you know, if you're worried about the
Next door
dog,
to my
that's
house, so I can
grand.
check
It's
it.
just to let someone know that you've
Yeah.
found your
I can